AI with MCP. Okay, so without MCP, AI has only static knowledge. It can answer questions and explain concepts, write codes, and provide suggestion, but it cannot interact with the external application. Just for the example, if you ask it to check the project securities, it can only explain you how to do it. But with MCP, AI becomes much more powerful because now it can actually communicate with external tools. So instead of only explaining, it can run security scans, access databases, control browsers, and manage files, and even automate workflow. So the biggest difference is that without MCP, AI just gives only the information, but with MCP, AI can perform the real actions. Everyone, so today we will be discussing about getting started with MCP servers in Visual Studio Codes. Okay, so nowadays, AI assistants like GitHub Copilots are becoming much more powerful. But have you ever wondered how AI can interact with the tools like browsers, databases, security scanners? The answer is MCP, which stands for Model Context Protocol. Okay, so what are the things that I will be covering today? Just give you the brief. Okay, so today we will be covering a lot of things. We will first understand what's MCP servers and why they are important. Then we will explore the three different methods to install MCP servers in Visual Studio Code. After that, we will see how MCP integrates with GitHub Copilot's agent mode, and where AI performs a security scan using the Snyk MCP server. And finally, we will learn how to manage MCP servers and synchronize them across multiple devices. So by end of the video, you will understand the complete workflow, how or complete workflow of using MCP server inside Visual Studio Code. Okay, so without wasting time, let's go ahead. So first of all, let's understand the evolution of AI capabilities with MCP. So this is a short, like I can say, infographic just for you I have created to make the things very easy. So let's compare AI without MCP and AI with MCP. Okay, so without MCP, AI has only static knowledge. It can answer questions and explain concepts, write codes, and provide suggestion, but it cannot interact with the external application. Just for the example, if you ask it to check the project securities, it can only explain you how to do it. But with MCP, AI becomes much more powerful because now it can actually communicate with external tools. So instead of only explaining, it can run security scans, access databases, control browsers, and manage files, and even automate workflow. So the biggest difference is that without MCP, AI just gives only the information, but with MCP, AI can perform the real actions. Okay, so this is all about the evolution. Let's go ahead now. Three ways to install MCP server. Let's completely understand this thing. Okay, so Visual Studio Code gives us three different ways to install the MCP server. First method is using the official MCP registry. We simply visit the Visual Studio Code MCP website and we choose the server we want and install it with just a click. Okay, then second method is through the command palette. So just by pressing Control plus Shift plus P, we can use the MCP add server command and install servers using commands, uh, then npm packages or pip packages. Okay, and the last one is auto discovery. So if you have already installed MCP servers in tools like Claude Desktop or Claude Code, Visual Studio Codes can automatically detect them, and we only need to enable the MCP discovery setting, and we can VS Code will import this existing server. That's it. Okay, so these are the three ways where you can install the MCP server. Okay, let's go ahead. Understanding the MCP configuration. This is a very important mcp.json. So every MCP server is installed in Visual Studio Code is stored inside this configuration file, and the file we called is mcp.json. Okay, so you can think of this file as a control center for all your MCP servers. It stores important information like the server name, then the command used to start it, its execution details, permission, and various settings. Okay, so whenever we install a new MCP server, Visual Studio Codes automatically update this file. So if needed, we can also manually edit this configuration to customize server behavior or change permissions. Okay, so in simple words, if I want to conclude, so I can say mcp.json tells Visual Studio Code how each MCP servers should work. Okay, so this is what the whole topic about mcp.json, how you can do the configuration. Let's go ahead now using MCP servers with GitHub Copilot. Let's understand this thing. How can you use MCP server with GitHub Copilot? Okay, so now let's see how MCP works with GitHub Copilot. So first step is simply to open GitHub Copilot inside Visual Studio Code, and instead of asking AI mode or edit mode, we switch to agent mode, because agent mode allows AI to interact with the external tools. Next we choose our preferred AI models such as Claude, Sonnet, or GPT, whatever we want to do. Just we have to select it, then we click configure tools and enables the MCP server we want the AI to use. Okay, now when we generate a prompt, GitHub Copilot can communicate with those external tools through MCP. The workflow is very simple here. We write a prompt, GitHub Copilot processes it, and the MCP server simply connects to the external tools. So the tools perform the required task. So the result is sent back to GitHub Copilot. Finally, AI provides us with the complete response. Okay, so this is how the whole thing is working. Okay, so this is how AI moves beyond simple text generation and start performing real world task. Okay, let's go ahead now running a sync security scan. Let's understand this thing. So suppose we ask GitHub Copilot, like, check the security of my project. Normally AI would only explain common security issues, but because we are using the Snyk MCP server, so what advantage we are getting is that GitHub Copilot can actually run a real security scan. You know, so the process happens in three stages. Number one is a detection. Okay, so when Snyk scans the whole project and identifies vulnerabilities like cross-site scraping, no SQL injection, or hard-coded secret. Then second one is analysis, where it actually checks project dependencies, missing security headers, and other potential risk. And at the end we are on a resolution, where GitHub Copilot suggests specific codes changes to fix this vulnerability. So I think this is the very great example of how MCP allows AI to work with professional developers tools instead of only just giving theoretical advices. This is what I think. Okay, now let's go ahead and understand this topic called managing your MCP server, right? So once multiple MCP servers are installed, we need to we need a way, like we need a way to manage all the MCP servers. So Visual Studio Codes provides two options. Number one is extension panel. So from here we can easily start, stop, restart, or uninstall any MCP server with just a one click. Okay, and the second option we are getting is user configuration, where we directly edit the mcp.json file. So this allows us to control permissions, server resources, configurations, and model access in more detail. So whether you prefer a graphical interface or manual configuration, Visual Studio Codes gives you complete control over your MCP server. Okay, so this is also very important you to understand. I hope you got the point. Okay, let's go ahead. Synchronizing MCP server configuration. Let's understand this thing. Okay, so similarly I have taken a small infographic for you to get the better clarity on this topic. Okay, so many developers use multiple devices such as desktop, laptop, or cloud development environments like GitHub code spaces. But without synchronization, we would have to install and configure every MCP server manually on each device. Fortunately, Visual Studio Code supports setting syncs. Okay, so once we enable setting syncs and include MCP server configuration, all your installed server settings and configuration are automatically get like automatically get synchronized across every device linked to your account. This literally saves times and reduce repetitive setup works and ensures a consistent development environment where we work. So this is the best thing. Okay, so yeah, this is all about the MCP servers. I hope you got some value, and at the end I want to tell you one thing is that we have explored three methods for installing MCP servers, and we have understood the mcp.json configuration works also. Okay, but the key takeaway from this whole video is that MCP transforms AI from a tool that only provides answer into one that can perform real actions and automate development workflow. So this is a key takeaway which you can take from this whole presentation or whole video. I hope you got some value. If you get some value, then please do like and comment, because your comment will help us to make more videos on this type of topic. Okay, see you in the next video.
If you have any question or any doubt, feel free to ask in the comment section below. I will answer you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching. Bye and have a nice day.